the city of fame. But do you wanna be a gangster?
Yo, people, welcome back to The Fix, brought to you by Nightly Fixer and New Start 93 FM. It's your boy Nara here with Ari. Big up Honor Productions there in the building, people.
Big up Kevin, the engineer.
Big up Kevin, the engineer. Yeah, right now though, special guest in the building, Zia Benjamin. There we go.
Respect, thanks for having me.
Bless up.
Zia.
I'm just here waiting on my concept app to finish loading, so I can just have your sign before I give you any compliments.
Before I get into problems.
Before I get into any problems. Alright, it's soon done load up. Alright, you go and talk to her because that's the first I'm going to say to her. Yeah? I need her permission.
I can't manage.
Welcome to The Fix. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you're Christina Benjamin, as we were talking before the interview. That's your real name. And Zia is nothing near Christina. How you get the name?
Okay, so I voiced a song with Sean Paul.
Standing there.
Right.
I did my research.
Oh yeah, look at you. Yeah. So like it was super random. Like I didn't know anything about music and I just voiced a song with him and then suddenly he's like, I am gonna put it out. I'm like, okay, well, Christina Benjamin. But I found out there was a gospel singer that had the same name and like it was confusing. So him tell me, say, I have to come up with stage name.
Wait, he more
Sean
Sean was like, you have to come up with a stage name. He's like, I'm gonna call you Christina Truth because you're the truth. And I was like, how about not?
Yeah. Sean, you're lame for that.
I was like, no, Sean.
But I tell him to feel. Sean, you're lame for that.
I was like, no, Sean, please no. So I have like this weird thing, like I have authenticity issues. Like the idea of having a stage name was so bizarre to me. So I literally came up with a list of like 100 names. I'll just go rabbits and Marley.
Marley.
What do you call it? Monroe Marley. And then like some foolish. I curse like a sailor, so I'm gonna try not to.
You're on the radio.
Please, we don't have no
poop
emoji.
Oh, that's what the poop emoji is.
Yeah, we had that.
Y'all gonna have like a place full of poop after this. The whole place full of poop.
Please don't.
I joke. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then I was just driving in the car. Everything that is magical in my music career happens in the car, by the way. So I was driving in the car and the word Zia just came into my head. And I went and looked it up. And I realized in one language it mean like the cycle of life and death. In another it meant the harvest. In another it meant the light. In another it meant aunt, which to me is like a female protector. You know, it's like your aunt is so important in Jamaican culture.
Oh yeah, Spanish. Well, it's close
Italian.
to
Italian.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I was just like. So I was just like, wow, this name like really has so many connotations. I don't get a proof for that because I did not say the whole thing.
No, you did not. You held out.
Anyways, so that's why I chose it. And it starts with a Z. And like when I was little, I used to watch Zorro with my dad all the time. And I thought it was really cool to be able to be like.
You do that for your signature?
Your autograph?
Yeah, like I haven't given any autographs yet.
Okay, Nario, you can get your autograph.
You have any stickers of yourself? Okay, I'm putting on our bus.
No!
I should!
No! You never hear him say, nah, boss wall. No!
I can autograph a t-shirt. I see that t-shirt before still, so I can autograph it so it look different.
Yeah? Alright. Yo, so much you watch already?
I love Zia!
Oh, she called me up and my repeat close. Alright, Zia.
No, don't hate me. I'm just joking.
Alright, you know me, I close the app.
No. Listen, I love repeated clothes. I wear the same jewelry all the time. Nobody can chat to me.
Yeah, jewelry. Like.
Jewelry, wow. Small, inconspicuous.
No, like literally in my music videos, you're going to see I'm wearing like the same jewelry in all my music videos because I don't take it off.
Yeah, I mean, and jewelry is expensive, so you're supposed to repeat it, eh? And like, I don't know.
Listen, the shirt could be very expensive, man.
Clothes in the concept of
it could be very expensive. I feel like this shirt is very expensive. You know what? More than expensive, I feel like saying mother give him for like graduation, and it's very sentimental. And he puts it on when he knows he's going to interview somebody very cool and special. I love you.
know what? This isn't your first time because you've dabbled. You've been a TV host. You did college lifestyle. Because I was like, I was looking it up and I'm like, your face do look familiar. Because I used to watch it because it's come on, I think, Friday nights, right? Or Saturday? Yeah. So why the transition from TV host to singer?
Boy, that wasn't even a transition. So, but you know what? It's funny because I've said this before, but like people always think that when you're creative, you're only creative in one capacity, and like most creatives are just multifaceted, you know. So I started, like I've been singing from when I was a little baby. You know, I've been in a choir my entire life. I was performing. I lived in Canada for a little while, performing there the whole time. So not a lot of people in Jamaica know that, but all of the people in Canada know that. So when I come up with a video, like everybody, they're like, yo, I saw this coming. This is exactly what I thought would happen. But you know what? Like they're not surprised, but everybody in Jamaica is surprised. But I studied journalism. And to me, the whole thing between music and journalism is the same. It's like the medium is the message, you know, like it's just different mediums to deliver the same message. You can sing, you sing whatever is on your mind. You can speak, you speak whatever's on your mind. Like documentaries, what you guys are doing is a big deal because you're talking to the musicians and finding out what their message is.
You get it.
Yeah,
you get it.
It's really important.
So you said that you grew up in Canada, but you were born and raised in Jamaica?
No, I'm born and raised in Jamaica.
But
I went to Canada. Yeah, so I went to Canada when I was 14.
Okay.
I never knew anybody in Canada. Like, literally just was sent up into the cold. Like, so.
Who? So who? Your mom, dad, both? Them just...
So, none of my parents are Canadian.
Neither of them are German.
My mom is German and my dad is Dominican.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're born in a...
Yeah, all that hook up they go on in a Jamaica.
How, Sway? How?
Like, y'all just getting
the story
confused.
of how you were made.
The story of the birth of Zia. Okay. So, my dad came here because he's from Dominica. It's a small Caribbean island, not the Republic, the island. And there's no university in Dominica. It's like literally a very small, tiny island. And just got hit by a hurricane 2017. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Okay, yeah. So he came to Jamaica for university because he really wanted to be a doctor, and it was impossible in Dominica to do anything like that. So he just went and got his resources together and tried to figure it out and came here at 17. And never knew anybody.
And just
come here and sit down and try to make it work. My mom, similarly from a very small village in Germany, she was, 19 or something like that, and she was working in Germany. It's freezing cold, winter, all of that. Her little sister got a Bob Marley CD record for her birthday, and she never liked it and dashed it away.
Wow.
Blasphemy!
Can you say this on Bob Marley's birthday?
I know. No. But Bob Marley is the reason I'm born.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, it's really cool that you guys interviewed me on Bob Marley's birthday because my mom saw the record, picked it up, played it, loved it so much that she started listening to reggae music and started going to reggae concerts and stuff. And then she put on, she had her like alarm clock in the morning set to a station that played reggae. And one morning it woke her up and Wake Up and Live Bob Marley was playing, right? And she just said, yo, I'm out of here. She's like, no, I'm over Germany. I'm over my life. I've been complacent. She have her car. She have her job. She have her apartment. She have her fiancé. And she dropped everything. And she spoke high school English. And she got on a plane. And she met a girl on the plane. And they just got along well. They got a little apartment in the green. And then she came to Kingston. She met my dad. She started working with him. And now she's a lawyer.
Okay.
So if it wasn't for Bob Marley.
Bob Marley, I would not be alive. Yes.
Well, you probably would be alive, but you'd be probably German.
I don't know if I'd be me because my dad is a part of creating me.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about I got Germany.
Your fathers are a part of.
They are a part of the birthing.
They're kind of necessary.
Yes. I get
it. No, it can't be that mean. That's not all they are.
I'm joking.
I'm a womanist, but we need the kings.
That's true. So that's really your introduction into well, I guess knowing this story was like your love and your birth of reggae music for you. That's why you love it.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up kind of with a really eclectic mix of musical influences because of where my parents came from.
So what's Germany? Sorry to cut you, like, but what's German music like?
To be honest, I don't know because she never played that for me. But she played like Sade. She played Black Uhuru a lot. She's friends with Michael Rose, close friends. She's friends with like all the reggae people. So she just come here and she just play all of that stuff. And then she played Cat Stevens, who I didn't like. And it was annoying to me. She played Michael Jackson, who I was obsessed with. Literally my first time walking
was moonwalking
as a baby. Literally I'm not figuratively. Literally my first time walking was getting up on the bed at a hotel because Michael Jackson Bad was playing on MTV. And that was my first time that my parents saw me walking. Like, I'm obsessed with music from back then.
So I guess it was just natural for you to want to be a musician.
Yeah.
And reggae, so that's your sound, because this No Fame, produced by Rory from Stone Love, like, it really is an eclectic mix of blues, and you hear a little reggae, you hear a little, jazz, like, it really is an eclectic mix. So your love of all music kind of just came together. And was it your instruction to Rory, or just Rory came up with it and said, here, sing on this rhythm?
That's exactly the same. No Fame is actually, it's funny because No Fame is actually a freestyle.
Okay.
So, like, it was Keita that introduced me to Rory, which
like
I think
Keita going back?
Yeah, which I think is really cool because it's important to me, like, I think female solidarity within the music industry. I don't think it's like super prominent, but I think it should be. And I think it's like really cool to me that how I started working with Rory is that a woman introduced me to him. You know what I mean? So I came into the studio. He was like, "Who is this, like a white girl?" I was like, "I'm not white. What are you talking about? Look, can't you see? Can't you see the mix in me?"
Yeah.
Anyways. And then I sang for him and he was like, "Yo, my girl, you're like the female John Lennon." And I was like, "What? Thank you."
That's Beatles, right?
Yeah. And he was like, "You have a thing still." So I put on like the No Fame rhythm, which to him was not what he would see as my cup of tea. He never think we could have handled it. So he was like, "Do something on this." And I just started like singing. Like at that time I was really frustrated with the industry. I'd taken a break from music for quite a long time. And that was my first time going back into the studio after like basically being like to the music industry.
So wait, you recorded, it came out, well the video came out last year, but when was the actual song released?
The song was released a long time ago, actually. But so the freestyle got released and I didn't actually know he was going to release
what year?
it. I not even know. Maybe 2015 or 2016.
Okay.
Something like that. And I didn't even really know that it was released until, and it's super weird, but like David Rodigan, I was producing Mission Catwalk. I produced Mission Catwalk and I was on set and I get a tweet from David Rodigan. "Yo, I'm blown away by this song. Your spoken word gem, No Fame. This is a lyrical blah, blah, blah." And I was just like, what?
Wow.
And I didn't know. So I wrote Rory and Rory was like, I think that I should sing it over because it wasn't even really sung properly because it was a freestyle. And there were some just lyrical parts that I never liked. So we went back into the studio, I re-sang it, and then we released it as a remix recently last year. And then he was like, "You should do a video for it." And I was still kind of iffy because enough people say, it's not your strongest song, why are you going to do a video for it? But at the same time, I thought like the message that I could put into the video was really important to me.
Love it by the way. I see
you.
definitely a channel in Marley, man. You conceptualize like even the music video itself?
Yeah, I directed, produced, styled. It's like sat down with, like I'm super, super, super hands-on with every single detail of, and it's literally every single detail of that video is important to me.
Yeah.
Like the fashion in the video is Jamaican made by Jamaican women. You know, Flower Child 1999. She's a very talented fashion designer.
I see the flow in the hair.
Yeah, I designed some of it as well. And the jewelry is also Jamaican made by Jamaican
Well, you
women.
put down in the trunk.
Yeah, man. But it's beautiful. So that's pieces of Bianca. Like even the Ward Theatre, like that was one of the first places that I sang in as a child. And we all know like the relevance of the Ward Theatre. Like that's where some of the biggest names
I think
it lock.
Yeah,
because and that to me was like a metaphor for the music industry. One, how Jamaica treat musicians like it's some little whimsical thing, and it's not like we are the most important product leaving Jamaica. Like, please, like the World Theatre is our orchestral hall, and it's falling apart, and it's ignored, and nobody don't go there.
I mean, they're trying to restore it. I mean, there's been works of hoping to restore
for the past like 10 years.
It takes money.
Yeah, it does.
Takes money.
It does, but that's the thing for me. Like, I'm gonna be blunt, but like I think that money could be spent, instead of spending it in some ways, could be spent on rejuvenating these historical, like, artifacts. These things that tourists are going to come to could be thrown into the music industry. You know, I think that, for example, Jamaicans really should have more of a structure and a structure to the music industry, so that people don't need to, and that's the thing, even for young people, like, it makes the way that the music industry right now is, it makes it easy for people to be victimized when they're trying to become, you know, somebody.
I mean, I read it by here, you say hashtag Me Too, which is the movement that's been. That's why I'm having you know, because people are
I'm planning to not compliment I'm not have a problem. Yeah.
You know, you see many young women, especially, are being harassed by men in power. So, I mean, looking at you, many people say that you're white, but you say no, you're not white. You know, but you think that just even by how you look, people have a difficulty trying to, I guess, accept you, or then again how you look, they want more from you other than your talent.
Yeah, I did have a very kind of difficult experience in the music industry. Funny enough, it actually wasn't a Jamaican. It was like some foreigner, but and a really big opportunity actually that I ended up.
A Harvey Weinstein type thing.
I don't really want to, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really want to get into the details of it, but yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
And
so that was the reason why you just kind of write off music, or you said that you just did.
Yeah, I was like super frustrated with the industry. It was that combined with some other like typical industry stuff. Like, I was just very naive in industry, and like it was just a bunch of different things that happened at the same time. But that was the final straw, and that really tainted my views of the industry. So what I decided to do was I threw myself into directing and producing. I
so some
behind the scenes. I wanted to just build back. I wanted to sit down and really look at why I'm doing music. Look at if I need to, and that comes to no fame. Like, do I need to do music and then get famous? Like, suppose I do music and it don't reach nowhere. Like, will you be okay with that?
That's the question.
Are you okay with that? Like, what are your real motives behind doing music? And I was like, damn, you know, like, sorry, does that count as cursing?
No.
Okay. Alright, so I was like, yo, you know, the truth is that music has always just been my sanctuary, and it's really sad if I just don't do it because, you know, like, in order to get famous or in order to be Rihanna, maybe them expect a little something, and I'm not good at that.
So was it?
I'm not good at like accepting that, and I'm very rude, so I will just destroy all of that potential. Like, let me just say that contract in the video is a real record label contract with my parents.
Wow.
Now you say you're a womanist. Would you say that comes from the experiences that you've had? You say you always try and empower women, include them in everything that you do. You said that's the reason why.
My experience? No, I think I've always. It's really funny. I've always been a womanist. I've always been an activist.
What's the difference between that and a feminist?
And a feminist? I think it's just a nicer way of saying it. Like, because when you say feminist, like, people get, like, scared. Like, does that mean you don't like men? Like, no. The fact is, like, men are super important in the movement of getting, like, women feeling empowered and women feeling capable and women having equal rights. And, like, it's really sad we're in 2018 and girls don't get paid as much as men for the same job. Like, that is wild. That's ridiculous. Wild. And I've had producers literally tell me that it don't make sense to record women because women don't bust out of Jamaica. And I think that's so funny because I'm laughing in my seat looking at Shensia and all of these fabulous women that are coming out of Jamaica right now. Wow.
When you count the amount a woman will try bust and then it's just like some just seep through the cracks. I guess there'd be some credence to that.
But why is that?
That's
this cannot, like, and it's funny because I said, it's difficult for women in Jamaica. We have and I love Jamaica, and I love Jamaican men, and I love everything about Jamaica, but we're a chauvinistic country, you know?
I think it's just single out Jamaica alone, I think is all over the world. Men just have this entitlement where they feel like they're in charge for some weird reason. Like they run it and they own everything and everybody in it, especially the white men, you know. But but you know, that's just how men are.
Yeah, but I think like especially in Jamaica, I mean, for a producer to tell me say it don't make sense to voice women, that's sad. You know what I mean?
I just want to touch on something because I was watching Wendy and talk about Matthew Knowles. He's Beyonce's father, for those who don't know. And he spoke on colorism and saying that really and truly why Beyonce is ahead is because of her color. And like, you know, darker skinned women kind of tend to have a harder time. And I'm thinking, but, you know, is it naive of me to assume that it would be easier for you because you're lighter skin, you know, you're more marketable and you're closer to white and white people.
That is actually a really interesting question. Okay, I'm going to answer that on two. I'm going to give you a multi-pronged answer to that. One, on the home front in Jamaica, for example, as a television host, it was actually very difficult for me because I was because I'm the minority here, and people really want to see you on TV. But I mean, I remember, like, I am trained as a journalist. Like, I've worked as a journalist. I'm an award-winning documentary producer. I'm trained. But at the same time, one day, I remember Observer did an interview with me. I'm just taught the things, and they're like, they did an article and said, like, this is one of the realest new hosts that come out or something like that. And it got so much backlash because they were like, yo, this is... Putting her as a host is the reason people are bleaching in Jamaica, the reason people go buy weave. And to me, I was hurt because nothing don't matter to me like Jamaica and having a positive impact on my people and stuff. I was hurt and I was like, well, how can I impact them if I'm hurting people? Like, I don't want to hurt people, but I can only be who I am. Can't be nobody.
And you know your fault, you want to bite.
It's not my fault. But it's funny because that is almost the exact opposite as it is in like the States, you know? It's like the exact opposite. But and I grew up in a culture. I grew up looking at my like dark skinned beautiful girlfriends and just being like, Jesus Christ, I'm gorgeous. Like I wish I could do all of that fabulousness with my hair and all of that stuff. But you know, like, but I still give thanks at the same time. This is such a deep answer. I'm sorry. This is such a deep question to me because, even singing in reggae, especially with Rory, Black Dub is his thing. He's very, very like, Black power is super important and it's important to me. And it's funny me saying that because of the way that I look, right? But at the same time, sometimes I feel like my mother is a very, very strong woman and she's white. My father was a very strong person and he's black. And I fully embrace both sides. And I'm very proud of both sides. Right? You should be. So now going back to America now. Yes, for sure, me looking the way that I do does help. Because in America now, I am would be more the majority in terms of how I look. So I'd be more accepted. Coming from Jamaica, it's weird, like, why she look like that, you know, but
almost
it's more
culture
acceptable.
Exactly.
I've definitely had record label people, like, say, like, you know, she look different for a Jamaica, which in, like, let's be real, in my mind is because she light skin, right? Sure. Yeah. So to me, it's funny because I look at it this way. Like, I kind of think of myself like a cherry bomb, you know? Like, I'm like I don't...
cherry bomb.
Like a cherry bomb, you know? Like, it look cute and it's like, you know, pretty and look acceptable, and it can go into and walk into the place and just blow it up, you know? Okay. So, like, I don't look the way that I think. So, I think it's good that they think I'm more acceptable.
I appreciate it probably more difficult for you because you're the genre dominated by Jamaican people. So even like in a hip hop, it's always hard for the white rapper for boss. You know, so like I got ask you, like, why you not go to France and go to reggae? Cause you don't work there some more.
Germany, go back to Germany because you just have to talk to Cecile.
Okay, that means so because you're a woman plus you're white and do reggae. Like there's so many things that go get you, but you choose to do it. Same way, just choose I must do it.
For you.
I think work.
But I'm not French, and I'm not like I'm German. I'm not really like born in Germany. Like Jamaica's important.
So you ever have a Rachel Dolezal moment where it's like, I'm trans black. Or you feel that
no,
way?
because she is not black. That girl don't have nothing but one little.
But she wants to be black. I mean, I think that's it. She wants to be black. And
that's, you know what? I mean, like, no, she's like...
and you're not like that.
No, well, I can't be like that because I'm actually mixed. Okay. You know? But at the same time, I think it's kind of interesting that, like, people are so... that she even is possible right now. You know what I mean? It's bad because it's like, I cannot believe that she did that. And it opened the
gateway to so many other awful,
like, confusing things. Right. But at the same time, at least, like, when you talk about appropriation and stuff like that, at least people want to appropriate.
Yeah. But they've been doing it. They've been doing it.
No, as in, exactly. But she just mad. She just mad. She a mad person still. Sorry, girlie. I can't defend her.
Alright, so quickly, No Fame is what you're promoting for the rest of the year, or you have other things that we should look out for?
I actually have another song coming out really soon. It's coming out, I think, either next week or the week after. And it's a love song. It's called Mr. Neverman.
Oh, okay.
And it's one of my favorite songs, actually.
And it's same have the vibe, reggae?
Yeah, it's reggae. And it's well, my voice is very kind of soulful and jazzy, and it's just a very beautiful song. Respect, thank you.
You're not signing the consent.
You're allowed to say.
No, you need to sign the consent before I say this to you.
And on that note, thank you so much, Zia, for joining us. What a good conversation. It should go on.
Big up yourself, Marley. Big up yourself.
Thank you guys for having me.
Where do people can follow you quickly?
Oh God. At Zia Benjamin, pretty much on everything. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, just at Zia Benjamin. One word, ZIA Benjamin. All right. The Benjamin.
People, it's Zia Benjamin. It's a fix.
Calling my name, tried to get me into its game. I say no way, no fortune, no fame for me. Tell me what's your priority? Is it money or you want to be seen? High on that mediocrity?